So you've had an incredible career, an incredible acting career, right?
Yeah.
And of course, an incredible music career. But there's been such a great carrying of a brand,
Yeah.
and that brand being power,
Yeah.
and even more intricately, the character of Andre Coleman.
Yeah.
Tell me about life before power.
hmm
We're going to go into life during, and then now that the character no longer exists, you're not on the show.
Yeah.
Walk us through that.
Real quick, this is a long story.
Yeah.
But didn't have I was living in Atlanta. Just finished the TV show that I was on. The best thing my father ever did for me was make me invest that money. So I couldn't really touch that money that I made off the first show. So he was like, if you really want to be a star, make $20,000 work and figure it out. This is for your later life. Figure it out. If you really got the talent. So that's where I started learning money management. So I got a townhouse with 4 of my best friends who all did music. So we made a lot of the records early in my career in that house.
Yeah.
We didn't have no furniture. We invested all the money into the equipment. We had our chairs were the fold up chairs. We had a TV, and we had nothing. And it was none of us were really working. I was making some hosting money, in Chicago. I fly out, so there was not a lot of income coming in.
Yeah.
So you start seeing the money drain, and then my dad was like, "Yo, how much you got left?" I was like, "Dang, I mean, it's been a year. I got about 5,000 or so, like 5, no 3." My agents called me. They're like, "Yo, there's a TV show called Power that's coming, to stars. It's 50 Cent show, but you got to fly yourself out there. You got to bet on yourself, and they can't put you up or anything. You just got to go audition. If they want to see you, you'll go in the next day." Did that. Moved to East Hollywood Boulevard, where like the Mexicans, and like it was crazy. It was like little Chinatown. it was like, but I could see the W on Hollywood Boulevard from where I'm at, but I'm on the other side.
So it's the side of Hollywood we never see.
The side of Hollywood,
not the one. Yeah, the Hollywood we know.
It was a motel that it was a motel that was about $30 a day. And I didn't know how long I was going to be there because I was just waiting for them to let me know. So I talked to a guy named Bill who ran the motel.
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, bro, I'm an aspiring artist. Can I just stay here for like 15, 20? Can I do that? Because I don't know how long I'll be here."
Yeah.
And thank God for him, he let me stay.
God's carpenters.
God's carpenters were looking out, man. He let me stay. And that motel was like, one, we've had this conversation, so let's keep it candid. That's when I knew I was a problem, because I was bringing Jones back to the motel with cockroaches and all types of. Let's keep it 100. I was still doing me, you know what I'm saying? Like, the game was crazy, you know.
You're so crazy.
I was just going crazy, you know what I mean? But that's when the confidence with that helped. But then also I realized how bad I wanted it.
Yeah.
So fast forward, get the job.
So you were super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But you were like, "Look, I want this. So I'm gonna sit in this discomfort.
I want to sit in. Yeah."
What did it mold in you?
The dog. Like I knew I was a monster. I knew that like I was gonna make everything happen, no matter what.
Yeah.
That was when I was like, all right, I only got 3,000. I'm slowly seeing the money just go every single day, and I don't know what I'm betting on.
And what were you doing during the daytime? What were your days like?
Days was auditions in studio, auditions in studio, auditions in studio, auditions in studio.
So you were hearing a lot of no's.
I was hearing, oh yeah, of course, but then it was, but I knew I had to capitalize on the moment when it happened, and I knew that it was me. Okay, so I got called in.
Right.
Now let's fast forward. I got called in. It's down to me and one other artist.
Right.
And his name is Lakeith Stanfield.
For Dre.
So we're sitting like this. We're both we're both really unknown. He's like, he had ended up doing Atlanta after that, but we're both sitting like this. I'm looking at it, and I'm competitive, so it was just like, "What's up, bro? What's up, bro?" So he's like this, I'm like this, and we knew what it was. So it was just like, good luck, but I ain't mean it. I know you can keep, but I ain't mean it.
Right.
So, boom, go in, get the job, move to New York. Now you're thrown into this wilderness where it's figure it out. during that time.
So the blessing has happened. You got the job. You're in New York. You're thrown into this season 2 of this show that's catching real fire, right? So there's mass attention. There's mass money. There's mass female attention too. And then there's this new work environment that you have to literally, obviously you're an incredible actor, but what's day one like? Walking in on scene, the team, the crew kind of knows each other already because they've done a season. You're walking into season 2 as the new guy. What's that like?
Not really knowing my place. You know, I remember with Amari, you know, who plays Ghost, the first thing I said to him was, yo, I want to learn from you, bro. Like, you know, and I'm here to be a sponge. And just like Ghost, for real, like he said it while he was walking into the elevator. And he sits on, like, stands. So I'm outside the elevator. I'm like, I just want to learn from you, man. You just let me know. And then he says something like, yeah, like, you know, we're going to catch up or something. Like, something like, catch up then. You have to catch up. And it was like, boom. And I was like,
elevator door shut.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this was like, and again, I was like, all right.
So dramatic.
It was so dramatic, but then I knew that, oh, everybody's about business. And again, as a competitor, I'm like, oh, my first instinct was, oh, that's how it's gonna be? I bet. Like every scene that we are in, every scene I'm in with anybody, I'm trying to body you.
Right.
And that's how it has to be. It's like a team. You know, everybody loves each other.
Right.
But at the same time, it comes down to like, yo, like this is how I feed myself, this is how I feed my family. So I'm gonna bring my A game. You gotta catch up. And that's what I took from that. Catch up. And from that day on, I carried that, you know, and I learned from that, you know, and again, I never took acting classes.
Right.
So for me, it was just understanding that everything that I felt from my heart is what will be conveyed.
Right.
And being on a show like that, knowing that, yo, every scene you're doing is a legendary scene, it adds a lot of weight. But so that was that. You know, that was
right. It. So tell me about some of the challenges and the blessing.
Okay.
So you got this role. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You're stepping up to the plate. You're now you finished season 2, season 3, season 4. As people know, your character was supposed to be killed off, but you're killing it. So definitely you're, as Ghost was saying, keep up. You kept up and, you know, did exceedingly more.
Right.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
What are the challenges you're facing at this point as a man?
As a man is now learning how to compartmentalize. You know, at that time, it was season 3, season 4, popularity is growing. You know, female attention is growing. Money is growing. Notoriety is growing.
Right.
Opportunities. So it's like, if you're not built for it, you can kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and lose sight of what the main thing was. And for me, that's why I give myself credit in that regard. Like, I never compromised the work, but me as a human being.
Yeah.
Oh, I was slowly going through it. You know, I was going through it with trying to balance what I'm supposed to be and who I am. You know, and
what I'm supposed to be and who I am.
Yeah. So
break that down a little.
What I'm supposed to be is this heartthrob, this, that. This guy who's out making money, singing, acting, blah, 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 blah. You just got a record deal with 50, so you blah, blah, blah. But who I was just somebody who just loved art. Who I was somebody who was conflicted because you love God.
Right.
Who I was somebody who's like, damn, I shouldn't be drinking this hard.
Right.
And for me, that's when I started drinking a bit, because it was the only outlet that I had, you know, to deal with all the stress. Right. Like, no one tells you how stressful being on an A1 show is. No one tells you how now at this particular time I have the #1 Afro record or R&B record on iTunes, Apple, all those.
Yeah.
My album is doing extremely well. Yeah. So people are watching Dre at this time, but then they're listening to "There's a Meeting in My Bed." They're
and Love Rhythm
and Love Rhythm.
Yeah.
Man, like, I don't say all of these records, all of this is happening at once, and no one prepares you for that type of pressure, you know. And again, you know that every eye is on the TV show you're on,
right?
So you got to bring it. So that was, you know, became a little drinking here, you know, promiscuous, you know, and then just trying to find an outlet how to balance everything,
right?
And that's when you're like, all right, the only way I can really do this is prayer. And start having conversations with older people who've been through it, and then also disciplining yourself, and that was very difficult, you know.
I think one thing that I can completely relate to you about being in the spotlight is the immense amount of pressure that in the moment you don't know what it is, because it's unnatural for a human being to be under that. It's like it's an unnatural spotlight. Human beings aren't.
How did you handle stress?
Oh my gosh, like I faked it a lot. I was faking a happiness, you know what I mean? So I would, like you, I had this internal battle of who I thought I should be and who I was, and obviously like a deep sense of love for God. So I started drinking a lot too. So we have like a very similar story, except I think that you, unlike me, are very strong emotionally. So those things didn't mesh, like the work, like I feel like emotionally it got to a point where I was drowning emotionally. So that tapped into like depression. And you know, I'm like, I have like serious like OCD. So things always have to work how I want them to. And God, I'm asking to help me with that, you know, because if it doesn't, then it takes me down a spiral of this is not going how I want this to go. So this is making me crazy.
So
you know,
do you feel like now, like, are you happier in terms of life after VeeMoney on the track in that regard, that version of her? Are you happier with that? Do you feel like it was a sacrifice? Do you feel like what do you feel, you know, genuinely about the decision to say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore? And then everybody, including me, saying, is this really what you want to do? Do you want to stop? Are you sure?
I'm so happy with that decision, because I think from the bottom of my heart that I wasn't, that God blessed me with an incredible talent, incredible gift, and he had an intention for it. And he threw me into this space where he gave me the opportunity to reach masses for my next level. I'm in my next level.
So you graduated?
I graduated, and I truly believe that what I did was iconic, and I opened the doors for many young women, and I'm so happy.
I gotta stop this. I don't think what you did. I think what you're doing.
What I'm doing. What I'm doing.
A lot of women and men in this industry won't. They wish that they had the elevation. Like you conquer one thing, then you graduate to motherhood, and then you're partnered, and then at that point, that level 2 now becomes level 3. What's that? Now you're an icon, a parent, a partner, and then you become a legend, which you are. So I think, and then at that point, you kind of control everything.
Yes, because, and I love how you put that, because people think that a life is one linear life. It looks like this. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's like to get to the point where, you know, we say this was a life fully lived. I want to fully experience everything that I did. When I did music, I gave it my all. When I was in the industry, I was, you know, I was there fully. And it suppressed me because there were things that weren't, my spirit just didn't agree with certain things, right? And so I love music. People, this is the thing. I will never stop creating.
Absolutely.
I will never stop being a musician. I will never stop being a recording artist. I'm constantly creating. I'm always going to. I just have no parts of the industry anymore. I have no desire to be on any charts or, you know, promote music. That's not what I want to do anymore. But then in my next phase, I sing to my kids. I'm making music. 7 is so musical. Mani loves to dance. So we, you know, this is my next form of artistry, but then I'm doing it in motherhood. You know what I mean? My gift still sustains. And then I'm a big worshiper. I love to worship God. So that's also my next, who knows what God's going to open for me in that regard. But where I'm standing right now, I am checking every single box. You know, it's crazy. They say, oh, mother cannot be an artist, you can be all those things, but you have to really know how to. One thing that you did really well, which you said, is to compartmentalize.
That's the trick.
That's the trick.
You know, and again, having partners, you know, who work like this, who understand, you know, that's the greatest gift. I never wanted to be with an artist. We talk about
I know, he says this all the time. He's like, I never wanted to be with an And when we fight, he's like, I never wanted to be with an artist anyway.
No way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for me, it's just like, oh, but the blessing is that you really understand my life.
I do.
And the biggest support system is you. And business partner where we could bounce this. Like, yo, what you think about this? If that was me, I'll never do that.
Right.
I was thinking the same thing. Right. But like, so for me, it's just understanding that, yes, it's phases. So like you, that was phase 1. Power was phase 1.
Yeah.
Phase 2 is motherhood.
Yeah.
Phase 2 is fatherhood. But now it's doing what I truly love and being my best version.
Yeah.
Are we done acting? Absolutely not.
No.
Life after.
So
Dre,
life after Dre.
Life after Dre has been growth. Like the key word is growth, elevation. The key word is self-awareness.
Absolutely.
I feel like I took a lot of what I learned and by trial and error did so much. Take the good parts, leave the bad, bring this into the next phase of my life. And that's why now nothing really excites me that would have been like, oh. Now I'm prepared for whatever is coming.
Yeah.
You know, I can be in the studio, be a father, be a partner, and also be an actor, be a businessman, and know how to compartmentalize my time, because that was like my acting class. That was like my college experience.
That was your college
experience.
So
mine
too.
And a
master,
and a master class at it. The whole world can see.
Oh my gosh, you fail in front of everybody. Yeah.
You know, and I thank God for just wisdom and His discernment and mercy. There's a lot of mistakes that have been made that like I know not to make again. And so life after Dre is just, it's exciting. You know?
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So to everybody who's still saying Dre in the comments, saying Dre when they want a picture, can we get the name, y'all?
Yeah, you know, out of respect. You know, but like it was, and the funny thing is people don't understand now 6 years ago.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And
it's crazy.
Moved, you know, and I understand it, but it motivates me to work even harder to establish who Tim is.
Amen.
And that is the next phase.
We love it. Yeah. We're here for it. Yeah. I love this. I just want to say I'm so proud of you. You're killing it. Sade is fire.
Oh,
fire. It's fire. It's going nuts. Y'all need to get that now. But I also want to say that you are your best self in all things. I truly appreciate who you are. I love everything that you do. And I love watching you go from strength to strength. Love being your partner and supporter, because I truly like, one is strong, but two are stronger.
Oh, we're a beast.
Yeah, we're a beast.
Find you somebody that you wake up and holds you accountable. Did you read your Bible today?
Yeah.
Did you pray?
Yeah.
Did you do this? Did you do this? Yo, did you do this? And it's coming from a place of love. So, yeah. Secret weapon.
Secret weapon. Hey, boy.